and welcome to Shri IAS. My name is Shashank Roy and today we are going to talk about some of the most important articles from Geopolitics. Now look at the thumbnail. Invisible War. Have Russia and China entered the game? We all know, let me show it to you through diagrams. This was on 20th of February. On 20th of February 2026, USA and Israel together. USA and Israel together attacked Iran. They said it was a preemptive strike. It was a preemptive strike. That means that USA and Israel got to know that Iran is planning to attack their territory. That's what is preemptive strike. So now it was 20th of February and today it's 20th of March 2026, but there is no solution in sight. There is no solution in sight. There is no solution in sight and this war is continuing. Now what was the objective? What was the objective of USA and Israel? What was the objective of USA and Israel when they attacked Iran? The objective was to topple the regime, to topple the regime, install, to topple the regime, remove Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, install a pro-USA ruler, control entire Iranian oil field, Iranian oil, and this is how deepening its footprint in the politics of Middle East. So that's what was the objective, to deepening the footprint in Middle East, toppling the regime, killing Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, and installing pro-USA puppet ruler, and controlling Iranian oil in the same way they are controlling Venezuelan oil. That was the objective primarily. That's what US says. But even after 20 days of war, it seems that Iran is not weakened. Iran is not on back foot. Iran has attacked military bases of United States of America in Middle East, and Israel also got attacked. This war is costing USA every day $11,000 per second, and it has already invested more than 50 billion USD in this war. According to a report from Pentagon says that it needs 200 billion US dollars to fund this war. NATO resources are spreading thin. On one hand, they are fighting a frontier in Russia-Ukraine war, and on the other, there is a new front in Middle East, and NATO resources are spreading thin. Now, USA is looking for an exit route, but there is no exit route. Russia is not ready to mediate. Now, USA, this war is costing USA so much that USA knows that they have committed a mistake. But being a world superpower, they cannot go for an exit route, which is humiliating. But the reality is Iran is not back for some. So now the question is how Iran is funding this war. The question is how Iran is funding this war. Do you think that Iran has such capability? Who is funding? The question is it supported by Russia and China? Is this war supported by Russia and China? And if yes, in what ways? So if you look at the thumbnail, it says that invisible war, have Russia and China entered the game? Yes, they have entered the game. They have every reason to support Iran from falling off. Now why Russia will support Iran? Why Russia will support Iran? Because if Iran collapsed, If Iran gets collapsed, USA will at the doorstep of Russia, or NATO will be at the doorstep of Russia, and the security shield, the shield provided by Iran as a country, will be completely removed, and Russia will be vulnerable for more attacks in future. Now, why China will support Iran? Why China will support Iran? Because China gets a huge amount of oil. Approximately 95% of oil for China goes from Iran. So they have every reason to support Iran. Again, it is also said that North Korea is also coming up to support Iran. But is this support visible? Is this support visible or invisible? So this is, we are entering into a phase of invisible warfare. We are entering into an era of invisible warfare. What is invisible warfare? In invisible warfare, we are not fighting only with the tanks or the soldiers or with the fighter jets, right? Or with the bombers. It is not only, this invisible war is not only about size of the army or the weapon system or the land area that you cover or any other strategic aspect of a military or a physical military. This invisible war is more about space war. This invisible war is more about space war. This invisible war is more about signal warfare. This invisible warfare is more about digital tools and technologies. Digital tools and technologies. It's also a part of cyber warfare. So, all these four things together can be called the space warfare. Right? Digital tools and technology, space warfare, signal warfare, and cyber warfare, they all are a part of invisible warfare, which we can see in US-Iran war. Invisible warfare. Right? So I hope the background is clear now. Let me take you through some of the articles. Now, imagine a war. Imagine a war where no soldiers fire a bullet, no missiles are launched, and yet entire battlefield collapse. A war where one switch can blind an army, one signal can destroy precision strike, and one satellite can decide who wins. This is not future. This is happening right now, and we can witness in Russia-Ukraine war and now in Iran-Israel war. Right? So what has changed? The war has changed from traditionally there were soldiers versus soldiers, tanks versus tanks, and missiles versus city. Earlier the war was declared on the basis of the size of the military, the size of tank, the number of tanks, the kind of weapon system that you had. But every equation has changed in the past 1 decade. If you look at, it's not about who shoots more, it's about who sees more. Means the more eyes you have in the skies, the more control you have in space technology, the more stronger you will become in a modern warfare. Now it is said that in 1991 Gulf War, it is said that in 1991 Gulf War, 1991 Gulf War, I would say that Gulf War was the first space-based warfare. Space-based war where United States of America used GPS signals plus coordinates to attack, and this is how there was a decisive victory. And this is how we started the space-based warfare capabilities in 1991. When US invaded Iraq, at that point in time, there was only one global positioning system. After Iraq invasion, all the worlds decided that they will not be dependent on one single global positioning system. They will develop their own GPS. And that's how Russia came up with GLONASS. Russia came up with GLONASS. European Union came up with Galileo. USA came up, India came up with Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System known as NAVIC, and China came up with BeiDou. Right. This is how the countries took a lesson from Iraq war, Iraq invasion of USA, and they decided that they will not be dependent on GPS, they will be dependent on, they will have their own global navigation satellite. So now this article further says that Russia-Ukraine war. In Russia-Ukraine war, Starlink played a critical role. What is Starlink? Starlink is the satellite system. Starlink is the satellite system of Elon Musk. Elon Musk, and this satellite system, satellite-based internet services. Satellite-based internet service was used vehemently, strongly to attack Ukrainian areas. So this Starlink was used for drone targeting, communication targeting, and coordination disruption. And this is how the drones were stopped, target lost, and operation collapse. So you cut the internet and you cut the army's brain. This is how Starlink was used to attack Ukrainian territories. Now, electronic warfare. What is electronic warfare? In electronic warfare, you generate signals. On the basis of signal, you find out where the arms and ammunitions are, or what is the movement of troops and arms and ammunitions. But if the signal is disrupted, right, you are literally blind. You are nowhere. So this is how GPS jamming, signal disruption is taking place on a major level, at a major level. GPS jamming and signal disruption. You may have heard about GPS spoofing. GPS spoofing. That is a term used when the wrong signals are given to the flight path, and that's how they are being misguided. So GPS jamming, signal disruption, this is one such topic. Next is satellite dominance. Let's have a look at the countries with their dominance in their particular area. So US is dominant in space area such as GPS and Starlink. Russia is great in terms of electronic warfare. China has an alternative system known as BeiDou, and India has its own Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System known as NAVIC. Next is warfare transformation. Now, this is how the battle has been transformed. Content, battlefield, earlier they were battlegrounds, but now it's space per cyber warfare. Earlier, from ground, the battle is moving to space and cyber. Weapons, instead of guns, now we are using data to attack and destroy the opposition army. Power, it's not about the size of the military, it's about the information. If you are strong with information, if you are strong with the data, if you know how to analyze data and weaponize data, you are going to control the opposition. Now speed, earlier the speed was slow, but with the advent of space-based warfare, there is a real-time action. Real-time action, there is no lag, there is no delay in system, in speed. These are the 5 technical tools, these are the 5 areas or the realm where massive changes are taking place. Artificial intelligence, quantum information science, Internet of Things, autonomous and unmanned system, biotechnology and other emerging technologies. These are the technologies which are changing the entire warfare styles. Now even a small country with the best access to technology and space data and space access, they can destroy a bigger opponent like United States of America. Now this is what we are witnessing in case of Iran. In Middle East, Iran, USA, Israel, Russia and China. There is no direct war. It's only heavy intelligence system with the help of satellites, radar and navigation system. So a combination of proxy war and data war is leading to invisible warfare. Proxy war and data war collectively, they are known as invisible warfare, because in order to destroy the opposition or the opponent or your enemy, you don't need huge army. A simple drone with the right coordinates can destroy your enemy bunker. Now future of war, how the future of war will take place? Future war will begin with internet shutdown, satellite jamming and data blackout. If you can do this, you can make your enemy blind. Now, no bombs, no but signals. Whoever watches better wins. So this is what is invisible warfare all about. The final article says, the summary says, the battlefield has shifted from land to space, from weapon to data, and from soldiers to systems. And this is how the next world war will be fought in silence and in a space, not in the battlefield. So this is it in this article. We'll get back to you with some more articles. Thank you so much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.